I'm Leslie Nordia, and today on Perspective we have Ballito couple, Lesego and Joseph Mpyana from Move Africa. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
We've heard about Red Lipstick Fridays, and please just tell us, how did it start? What is it all about?
Okay, let's chat about. So Red Lipstick Fridays is part of creating more awareness about the Red Movement, and the campaign itself, Red Movement, is all about period poverty, more awareness about that, but also inviting people to be in on the solution with us. Yeah. So with Move Africa, I think we can maybe give a bit of context around what we do as a company, because the Red Movement itself was birthed from Move Africa. But Joe, would you like to?
No, please go ahead. Thank you. You gave a good
the background story.
Full background story.
Okay, so I'll give you the background story just of how we started. So about 6 years ago, I was a varsity graduate, and I joined this incredible NGO called Teach South Africa. And what they do is they recruit top varsity graduates from all over the country in the fields of math, science, and English. And then we get placed in communities that are underprivileged, under-resourced, to basically become the change that we want to see in communities. And so I got appointed as an ambassador, and so I worked for 2 years as an English teacher in a township called Soshanguve, at a high school there. And during my time there, I noticed this distinct pattern of girls in my classroom who would miss school every single month, consistently. Okay. And so eventually I mustered up the courage to actually ask one of my girls, hey, I've noticed you absent from school quite a bit. What's wrong? Is there anything I can do to help you? And so she shared her story with me, and that was my first real life encounter with period poverty and how it directly impacted a girl's education. So the program ran, I taught, and during that time I started a little pad drive. So I told my girl, okay, fine, I get it. What I'll do is I'll get some pads, and when you need, come to me. In my drawer I had pads. And over time, I think the word just spread. And I found that I wasn't able to be consistent, because some months I'd have enough, but some months there were too many girls. And so it was like a solution, but it was not a sustainable one. Yeah. So my contract came to an end. Joseph and I got married. He moved to England, came back. We started a family, and then during this time, he got appointed as CSI manager for corporates here in South Africa, and they did work all across Africa. And one of his key things that he wanted to solve was period poverty. And so again, this conversation came around, and he was so passionate about it. And I'd obviously shared my story with him on, my experiences with it. And he was incredibly passionate about finding a solution, because we'd spoken and said pad drives are amazing, and they'd been doing pad drives in sites in Kenya, all over Africa. And Joseph would speak on how they would want to be sustainable, but in order to be sustainable, they'd have to go back to the same school every single month to serve the same girls. And from a budget point of view, it was quite a strain for him. And so we together thought to ourselves, surely there's another solution that's more sustainable. So he went and did some research. We found out about the menstrual cup and other products that were sustainable, and I got to try some of them, but I absolutely fell in love with the cup.
So just tell me, the menstrual cup.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people actually know about it.
Yes.
How does it work? Is it environmentally friendly?
Yes, it is. It's actually such an incredible product. It's made of FDA-approved medical grade silicone. Lasts for 10 years, and it's completely safe to use. There's so many benefits to the cup. I think the main ones being that it's so economic. A woman over her lifetime can save up to 95% of the money that she'd spend on pads and tampons monthly. But also for the environment, it's got such a significant impact, because obviously it's reusable for such a long, period of time. But also, from a health perspective, it's actually the safest product to use, because it doesn't contain any chemicals. It doesn't cause any odor. I mean, there's so many. You can keep it in for 12 hours. Yeah. I think that's also one of the many benefits, is that I've got 2 kids, so I'm busy. So having to change a pad every now and again with a menstrual cup, even forget it's there. And with a regular flow, being able to keep it in for that long without having to change it means that we can save on time. Yeah. And what we found in doing research is that a lot of women in European countries have made the switch to the menstrual cup. It's actually a luxury product. But in Africa, in South Africa, it's still very new. And we've, just since discovering it, we feel like it's such a solution to a massive problem that we are passionate about introducing it to communities and girls who otherwise wouldn't have access to it. And that's really I think the the heart.
So when you found out about the menstrual cup,
Yeah.
and you decided to found the Red Movement.
We decided to found Move
Africa.
Africa.
Move Africa.
So Move Africa exists to solve socioeconomic challenges.
Yeah.
So we thought to ourselves, like companies that are on the journey to fight period poverty, who are doing pad drives, we could approach them and say, hey guys, we found something incredible. Something better, something sustainable, yeah. But because we know that, like when I first tried the cup, I used YouTube as a resource to find out how it works, how do I insert it. And so we knew that it was important for us to actually go into community to educate girls, spend time with the girls, because they don't have the same access to, Wi-Fi technology as we do.
Now this is quite key.
Yeah, it's
So
key.
what has been the response when you visited the schools?
Yeah.
How have the girls,
Like every school's different, and we found like also going to different provinces, I think like everyone receives it differently. Like in a lot of the Joburg schools, the girls are excited about it. Their first thing is, this is amazing, yes. But in other schools where we go, in different like spaces, we find girls are a bit more reserved, and I think it's like because of cultural, narratives. But it's almost always like a shock at first. They're like, what is this? But I think that's a natural reaction, because that was my reaction to the cup. I was like, I don't know about that. And so I think our approach is very much like, hey, I'm just a big sister. I'm just a girl who discovered something amazing. And we together are here to introduce you to it. Yeah. We're going to tell you about it. It's completely normal to be nervous, to be alarmed, to be, weirded out about it. But it's amazing to see like the reaction when we start the session and at the end of the session, where we have girls actually coming up to us asking questions, that show us that they're now thinking practically about how this would work in their own lives. And so it always starts off as a, whoa, oh my gosh, that's so weird. But at the end of it, we've actually we realize that through educating them and exposing them to the cup, they actually start to absorb the information and take it in and think about what it would look like for them.
Yeah, and I think a big thing for them as well, one, when you let them know that this is a product that will last you 10 years, there's been so many moments where, girls break down because, they realize that, geez, I don't have to suffer anymore, which is a big thing.
Just with the Red Movement, we've been to over 20 schools in
the Red
the
Movement
space of 4 weeks.
But in terms of
but with Move Africa,
I think at this point we've done over 30,000 girls. Which is amazing.
And menstrual cups, I saw that you've got a goal on how many you want to raise.
Yes, so 20,000 for Red Movement SA. So we haven't quite gotten to that 20,000 mark in terms of just the Red Movement SA, but we're confident that as we keep going and that we'll definitely reach that goal. And essentially we want to be able to provide access to each and every girl in Africa and beyond. So from this point on, from the Red Movement SA, we're launching the Red Movement Zimbabwe and Zambia, and we're moving through Africa.
Taking over Africa.
100%. And then beyond that, there's need all over the world, and we just find this is such an important. It's an important cause. It's a great product. And it just needs to be coupled with information and education.
I love that.
Now you guys are also knitted into the Ballito community.
Yes.
The last 6 years, how long?
6 years.
Okay, so where do you guys go to church locally? Or Where do you fit in all your different social spheres?
What brought us to Ballito?
So what brought us to Ballito? What brought us to Ballito? Geez, that's a story. So I lived in England for a little while playing rugby, and when I came back to South Africa...
You're a rugby player?
Yeah, I was a rugby player.
What position did you play?
I played wing.
Play for?
Yeah, I played wing, and I played for a team in England called Ripon. Okay. So when I came back to South Africa, I wanted to get out of Joburg. I needed a change of scenery, and to be quite honest, the conversation that we had is while Lee was teaching in Pretoria. It was a random day, we were sitting, and I honestly felt called here, and I said, I feel like God wants us to move to Ballito. And it was such a literally a moment. I remember that day as clear as day. And so and I moved here and basically to see how it goes. And a year on, I'd found my feet and I said to Lee, okay, we can make it work. And she moved down. We got married, and the church has been Link Church has probably been the core
anchor,
of us being here, our social environment. All our friends are from there. So we can proudly call ourselves Ballito Nights. That's
awesome. And we're just, I think, very social people. We just like people. We love meeting new people. And just being plugged in. Like with the church, we're part of youth, and we let that space. I got to join an incredible NGO called Work for a Living that upskills people in communities. And so I developed an English program, just basic business English. And so I think and he getting plugged into the rugby community here. So it's like just, I guess, expressing
home.
We've made it home and found people.
It's amazing. I think Ballito is definitely richer for having you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for telling us about the Red Movement and how people can get involved.
Sure.
And we're excited about that. So I just want to ask our viewers to find the Red Movement on their Instagram page and their website.
Yeah.
Find out how you can get involved, get plugged in, and support. This is a great initiative.